Now we're there. Hello and welcome. Good morning, everyone, for the first Digital Health Talk in 2022. Our topic today is VR applications in therapy. I'm really happy that this format from last year is continuing because the digital health scene in and around Hanover is so big that we have so many more topics that we can present, where we can use the network and connect people. So my name is Cornelia Körber, and I'm Project Director at Hanover Impulse, which is the economic development agency of Hanover and the region. The topic today is targeting patients with chronic pain. Chronic pain specifically for patients with an amputated arm or that are suffering from a paralysis. So this could happen, for example, after a motorbike accident where from here on, I don't have an arm, but I'm suffering from severe pain. To talk about this, I'm very happy to welcome my two guests, Ilya Michaelis from the startup Routine Health from Düsseldorf, and Dr. Jennifer Ernst, who is a surgeon at the MHH in Hanover. Warm welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Morning. Thank you.
So now I was talking about chronic pain. Jenny, could you tell us what does this actually mean for patients in their daily life? How does it affect them?
Oh, yeah. So chronic pain, first of all, there is pain. We have an acute nociceptive pain. What is a pain? What helps us in difficult situations? So, for example, if we have our hand on a hot item, whatever, yes, and we need to remove it. So it's telling us, because of this very high pain we feel in this situation, to remove the hand. So we have a secured mechanism, a reactive mechanism to protect us. So this is the acute pain. The chronic pain, on the other hand, this is a pain what remains for more than 3 months. And so what is persistent? And this persistent pain bothers us in our daily life. So, we need to treat it. First of all, we try to understand why it's there. And sometimes it's very hard to target this kind of pain. And this is especially true for patients suffering phantom limb pain or pain after lesions of nerves. This pain we call neuropathic pain. And this is very hard to address with medicaments or therapies like physio, occupational therapy, or non-medicament dependent kinds of therapies.
So phantom pain, I know, has one possible treatment, which is mirror therapy. Now, today we're talking about VR, and we have Ilya with us, who is usually more involved in the gaming area. And we're using gamification and virtual reality to help people with phantom pain. Ilya, how does mirror therapy translate into virtual reality?
Yeah, actually, initially we started off with artificial reality. We used an iPad to mirror the missing limb, like a missing leg. And we figured out that actually works quite well, but our focus is just maybe like one step before. Our focus is motivation. I think with all these kind of therapies and mirror therapies, the difficulty is, or the big challenge is, that you have to do it not continuously, but on a regular basis and for a very long time. And that is all. It's very difficult to motivate someone to do it every day for maybe a year or something, or 2 years. So that's our focus. So first we said, okay, let's use new technology. Maybe it's to use gamification and nudging mechanisms. So we developed a tablet where we can mirror the leg, and that worked. And then we figured out that that virtual reality could possibly give us much more immersive experience doing the same thing. And with the new VR devices, we initially it was a technical problem. We had an initial project where, but we didn't know how to mirror. How can we technically mirror? Maybe let's say the arms in the VR world. But we have now, there was that with the new Oculus device, basically, what we could do is they have hand tracking sensors where we can mirror the hand using these sensors. So how it works is somebody can put on this VR device, and then we show him artificial arms and hands, and the patient moves his remaining hand, and then we mirror it. So you get the experience and the impression that both hands are back again. But what that does on a neurological area, I think that is something for Jennifer to explain.
Yes, we hand over immediately. So just to set this straight, because we can't show it, unfortunately, today, if I would imagine to be a patient, I would get the VR glasses on, like VR glasses I'm using at home when I'm doing some fun gaming sports in the living area, right?
Yeah.
And then if I'm having an amputated arm, I could use a game that you are creating that helps me to get in contact with my amputated arm again.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we already had the bridge coming to the medical part about it. We have a research project called PROMPT that you're both collaborating in and that Jenny is running. What do you try to achieve with this project, Jenny?
Yeah, so in this project, we address phantom limb pain and neuropathic pain because due to nerve injuries, as I mentioned before, for both for paraplegic arms and for paralyzed arms and for amputated arms. Why is this possible? So, I mean, this is very interesting. So the human body has the capacity to adapt or to accept pictures of missing body limbs, as being part of their own body, what is used in mirror therapy. Now we all know that this is better if this artificial limb or the fake limb is accepted as part of the own body. This is very limited with a stiff mirror putting between the legs or between the body and then mirrored, and then the movement during therapy is very limited. So with this new technology, we use the same underlying mechanism, what allows the patient to accept the fake limb as part of their own body, what is called embodiment. And we all know with the higher expectance of an artificial limb or the picture of a fake limb, we can reduce pain. And the immersion, is better with VR because the patient is like in their own world. And maybe in this rehab world, what is quite fancy, they can do already things they are still not able to do with their prosthesis or because they are just freshly amputated. And so we give them self-esteem back. And this is very helpful in rehabilitation because we enable our patients to regain back their dignity, their passion, and to adapt to their new body image. And this is an aspect what is really important for a successful rehabilitation. It's not just the whole medical process and treatment.
Yes, you have 10 patients right now in this study. Have they already given you some feedback regarding the handling, what it is like for them to now practice with VR?
We had one, we did initial testings here for the product, and the first patient who put on the VR device, and the first thing, he didn't even play a game. He just looked at his hands again and saw both of them. And the first thing he said is, "Wow, it's the first time I can feel my left arm again." And that was like, it was amazing because he could really feel it again, but the arm was completely paralyzed. So there's actually no way he really can feel it, And then, and then he said, and then he started playing around with his hand, with the hand which was still working or functioning. And he was talking, and he said, "Oh, I can open my hand again. Suddenly my left hand opens again and closes again." So he could really feel what was going on, like with his missing leg.
I can imagine such feedback must be really rewarding to see that you make an actual difference there and where you can see where the future can head. But of course, we are in research and we need to prove and we need to find results. Jennifer, how can you measure results, how VR technology is working in this case?
Yes, this is a good question. Yes, I mean, we do not want to leave the patients in virtual reality. We want that he takes out some benefit out of this virtual therapy for the whole day, for the daily life, for back to their new life. And so we track the pain reduction during the day with an app. So they have like a digital pain diary where they write down every day. They get some push-up messages, and then they need to fill in, how is pain today? Am I feeling good? Can I go to work? How active I am? So, and then furthermore, there's one very interesting aspect. So after limb loss or after the limb, so the arm or the leg is paralyzed, we get like a remapping of our body in the brain. So this is a mechanism running in the brain. So we have a body, what we can see, what we can feel, and then our body is represented in the brain. So with this sensory stimulation of the picture the patients see in VR, they get back a visual feedback. And this leads to a remodeling of the presentation of the body and the brain, because after amputation, so we have this missing limb, and the brain is continuously sending a signal to us saying, oh, there's something missing, something missing, something missing. And with seeing the lost limb, the lost arm in the VR, we give back some sensory feedback. So with fMRI scans we perform in the study, we can see in the beginning that there is a lot of disorder because of the missing arm on the brain. And then we repeat after the home study, where they ask to use the virtual reality every day for whatever minutes. We can see, and this is what we hope in the end of the study and what we so far really expect, is that the brain get remodeled in the more physiological brain, so that it looks like a healthy brain without amputation.
The MRI availability during the pandemic is probably not the best. How does this affect the ongoing of your study right now?
Yes, the pandemic really does not play into our cards, and we need to struggle with the conditions we need to face doing research during a pandemic. Yeah, so fMRI scans with scientific motivation are just allowed for fully vaccinated people, and we are dealing with not healthy people, so this is really a bottleneck we need to face. And furthermore, it's quite ironic that in the same time of a pandemic we need to struggle with the new MDR, the medical device regulation, and this makes basic research, proof of concept studies, quite difficult too.
Absolutely, I understand. Well, we all cross our fingers that this will get better, and of course we all want the pandemic situation to get better. And that would also play into your research. Ilya, you were mentioning before that you have different mechanisms using VR technology to reach the patient and to what we would scientifically probably call more the adherence that we want to improve. But in other words, to make it more fun and for people to follow through. What possibilities do you have there?
Yeah, in VR, VR is a little bit more difficult than having just a mobile phone, because mobile phone you have all the time with you. You can probably send push messages and remind people to do their exercise and everything. So I think, but VR on the other hand gives us, which the mobile phone cannot, gives us a really good possibility to have really immersive games, which are more fun and entertaining. And so what we did is, apart from like typical therapeutic exercises we included in our VR mirror therapy, we invented 2 free games, actually 2 games at the moment. We have a third one which we probably plan, and where the patients really have to play using their missing arm, like and just play a game. One is where you have to catch some balls and throw them at something, and then we have a game similar to a game called Beat Saber. I'm not sure if quite a few people will probably know that. That is a very, very famous game in VR, and we kind of adapted that mechanism. I think these are the possibilities we have to make it entertaining and to get patients to use it on a daily basis or regular basis. But that is also something we have to see in the home study. That's something we are testing there. Yeah.
May I add something? So
yeah,
I'm not a gaming girl, but it's so nice to enter this virtual reality. And then you are, like on an island environment, and you hear nice music, and then you can go to a wardrobe and select your different hands. So Ilya and his team, they programmed that the people can choose between the superhero arm, a super authentic arm, or just like a comic arm. So they really can remodel or rebuild their own body image, what I think is a very interesting and important tool in this kind of therapy.
Sounds fantastic. I'm wondering, how close do you get to real reality? So if I now can choose between my superhero arm, which sounds quite cool, and my real arm, what is the situation there?
Do you mean in terms of I have no idea how that works for the purpose of mirror therapy. I think that's something that, Jenny, do you know something? Is it like, does it have the same effect or not if we use a superhero arm, which is completely abstract, or if we use one which is really closely modeled to my own arm? I think that's something we also need to address in the study.
Yes, this is really something we want to figure out. If the patients tend to use something what is almost like the real one, or if they enjoy to be different. And this is what we can observe in the selection of the patients when they choose for their prosthesis. Some of them, they want to have that the prosthesis looks like the real arm, super authentic, and that nobody can even see that they're amputated in their daily life. And sometimes they want really to have a black arm, what looks like Luke Skywalker, super artificial, and to show, oh, I'm different, but I'm still me.
I can see. So this will be interesting to follow up what the study will reveal for results. And I think also the bigger the population of patients get, the more different experiences you will achieve. This talk always has the moment when I'm asking about what is it that you wish for? Is there anyone you would like to collaborate with? I'm starting with Ilya's. Thinking about routine health, is there something in particular that you'd say this would help us to proceed better, faster?
Yeah. For us, the main question actually is, how do we continue after the project? Now, how can we transfer that what we develop there as a prototype, it's a prototype, it's not a final product. How can we transfer that into a product which we really can in the end give to the patients? Because there's certification processes that need to be done, medical certifications, and of course we have to find the whole way into the into the system, because it's something new, and the hospital is not going to change their way of working just because we come along with a VR device. So that's interesting. So for us, it would be interesting to partner up with a partner who is probably already in that field, or who we can combine it with, maybe some manufacturer with prothesis or something like this, because that goes hand in hand. So I think that would be a way to go for us.
Okay.
That'd be interesting.
So if there's a manufacturer out there listening specifically for otitis, this would be something very good for you to get in contact with.
Yeah.
Jenny, we already talked before, so I'm spilling the beans a little here. There's something quite in particular that you can offer, as you're currently looking for a PhD student joining the team and joining the PROMPT project. Now, if I'm out there, what kind of qualifications does a PhD student need? What do I need to apply?
So first of all, the most important thing is motivation and curiosity for this topic. And then, yes, we are looking for somebody who can help us with programming software. This would be quite interesting. So this kind of somebody coming from the IT field or somebody from the engineering field, we would really look forward to develop this technology. And there are many things to do, right, Ilya? And we will continue the collaboration and somebody who's interested. But then furthermore, for the basic research, we are looking to, and the Advanced Clinician Scientist Group, I have the possibility to run here in Hanover and together with Göttingen to work on questions together with neurobiologic students or people who graduated from neurobiological field. Yes, those are two or the three areas where I would like to augment our team. So I can see already in the audience there are two students listening, and we are really looking forward to grow here.
So that we should promote. And by also saying this, I know that the PhD student you're looking for, you actually have availability and funding from today on. So this is nothing for the far future. This is something to react now. The outlook about prompt. I think that there are two parts. First, taking the business perspective. Ilya, what is your outlook for VR companies? Do you think this will be something that we will see a lot more? And is this something that will change also our way of being a patient?
Both, probably yes. Yeah, I think we will see a lot more. There are already quite a few out there. I think some main questions are still not properly, need good answers or not answered properly at the moment, are like how doing all that in a kind of a scientific environment, that is all fine and it works quite well and you get funds for it and grants to do that. But so far there's hardly any of the projects of other projects running have managed to get really into the system, because in the end, all these, if you want to carry on that kind of product or make a product out of it and maintain it, it's quite expensive because you need experts and it's a medical product and so on. And there's no clear way how to get reimbursement later for what you do. And that is something which is still a challenge. There's now in Germany, we have the DIGA possibility. Maybe it could be like a DIGA, so it can be reimbursed by health insurance companies, but that's all not clear. It's not clear whether VR is possible there or not. I think eventually it will be possible, and we will also find ways into reimbursement, but there's still lots of work to do. And I think it will probably take another 1 or 2 years until the first ones really start appearing in a patient's daily life.
Right.
I think
to the reimbursement, I'm seeing that we're running a little already in time. Jenny, from a medical perspective, where do you see VR technology is going?
I see there's a huge application field of this new technology in the clinical daily life routine, because the paradigm of patient treatment is shifting and changing a little bit. So we want to educate our patients to be like their own healthcare managers. And we all know we have great therapists, and we do not want to replace the physiotherapy, what is still important. But so this allows especially for people to do a continuous revalidation, and whenever they have time and possibilities home or in this pain field, whenever there is a peak of pain, they can just put it on a third time maybe during the day. So I mean, there's already growing evidence in different parts of medicine where VR makes sense. Pain definitely is one target, and especially in phantom limb pain.
Great. So we learned today that VR applications in therapy has great opportunities, first of all, for patients and their treatment, but also for companies, for business, and for research. We are looking forward to what will come out. I think we'll definitely follow the project, and we're here in contact. I want to thank both of you a lot for coming here, joining us today, and sharing your experiences. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we always say after the game is for the game. We have here our next talks coming up. The next one is on March the 4th with a topic about robotics in healthcare. That one will be in German. So if English was not your piece of cake today, you definitely have to listen in. My colleague Melissa will be the moderator. The one afterwards will be in English again. It is about follow-up care goes digital with me on April 1st. Now, we already talked a lot about there we go. There was one about getting in contact. So if you're a PhD student and want to get in contact with Jennifer, if you are a big manufacturer or another startup getting in contact with Ilya, please do so. You see the email addresses there. You can also put something in the chat. Or if there's anything that you would like to ask me, you can also see my email address there. For now, thank you all for tuning in and talk soon. Bye.
Bye.